You ever open your mouth and instantly wish you could grab the words back? Yeah. I've got 5 of those. 5 things I told my boyfriend that I should have kept to myself. And the worst part? He didn't just listen. He stored them and used every single one against me. I'm 27. I was with my boyfriend, let's call him Ryan, for almost 3 years. At first, he felt like the safest person in the world, like finally I could exhale. And when you feel safe, you talk. You share things you've never said out loud. You hand over your secrets, thinking it'll make the bond stronger. But let me tell you, sometimes it just gives the wrong person a loaded gun. I thought I was building intimacy. Turns out, I was building my own cage. Regret. 1. Telling him about my ex. One night, Ryan asked about my past. I didn't want to hide anything, so I told him about my ex, how we dated for years, how I thought he was the one, how it ended in betrayal that nearly broke me. Ryan nodded, held me, told me he hated seeing me hurt. But later, every fight circled back to that ex. If I was distracted, Ryan would snap, "What, still thinking about him?" If I hesitated with intimacy, he'd sneer, "Guess you still miss your ex more than me." It was like my past turned into this ghost in the room that he kept dragging out to haunt me. Regret 2, telling him my biggest insecurity. This one hurts. One night he asked me what I hated most about myself, and I opened up. I told him I've always hated my body. No matter how much I work out or how many compliments I get, I never feel good enough. At first, he was sweet, said I was beautiful, said I was being too hard on myself. I melted into that. But later, he flipped it. During arguments, he'd jab, "You're so insecure, that's why you're exhausting to be with." Or worse, "Maybe if you actually liked yourself, you wouldn't be so needy." Imagine handing someone the rawest wound you've carried your whole life, and watching them press on it when they want to win. Regret 3. Telling him about the lie I told my mom. When I was younger, I lied to my mom. Told her I was staying over at a friend's house when really, I was sneaking off to see a guy. She found out eventually, but I confessed it to Ryan like it was just some silly teenage rebellion. Except he didn't see it that way. He kept it in his pocket. Months later, when I called him out for lying about where he'd been after work, he exploded. "Don't act holier than thou. You lied to your own mother. Who even does that?" He threw my past mistake like it canceled out his current one, and all I could think was, wow, even my stupid teenage choices aren't safe with him. Regret 4. Telling him about the time I cheated. Yeah, this one's bad. When I was in college, I cheated. It was one night, a stupid mistake, and I hated myself for it. I promised I'd never do it again. So I told Ryan, thinking honesty was better than hiding. I wanted him to know that I'd grown since then, but from then on, I was branded. If I stayed late at work, he'd accuse me, "Who are you with?" If I texted a male coworker, he'd say, "Once a cheater, always a cheater." It didn't matter that it happened years before him. To him, it was proof that I couldn't be trusted. Regret 5. Telling him I was afraid he'd leave me. This one still kills me, because it was true. I told him one night that I was scared, that sometimes I felt he was too good for me, that maybe one day he'd wake up and realize he deserved better. I thought that kind of vulnerability would make him hold me tighter, that he'd say, "No, I'm not going anywhere." But he didn't. He filed it away. And later, when he wanted to put me down, he'd smirk. "You're lucky I haven't left yet. Most guys would've." And I'd sit there, silent, because a part of me believed him. The breaking point? We were fighting about something stupid, dishes, I think. And out of nowhere, he unloaded everything. "No wonder your ex dumped you. No wonder you hate yourself. You lie, you cheat, you're paranoid. I'll leave. And maybe I should." And in that moment, I just froze. Because every single regret, every secret I thought made us closer, he twisted into a weapon. That's when I realized love isn't about giving someone every piece of you, because the wrong person won't hold it. They'll shatter it. After that, I shut down, stopped sharing, stopped opening up. We stayed together a few months, but I was already gone inside. He'd ask, "Why don't you talk to me anymore?" And I wanted to scream, "Because you don't listen. You just collect my weaknesses." Eventually, I left, packed my things, walked away. And the guilt I carried wasn't about leaving him, it was about betraying myself by staying so long. Here's the ugly truth I learned. Not everyone deserves all of you. Vulnerability is a gift, not an obligation. And you've got to pay attention to who's holding it. The right person will guard your secrets like they're sacred. The wrong one will weaponize them. And the scariest part? You don't know which one you're with until it's too late. Now? I still believe in honesty, but honesty with boundaries. Because love isn't just about spilling your guts, it's about trusting the person who's listening. Funny thing? A month after we broke up, Ryan texted me, said he missed me, said no one else had ever opened up to him the way I did, and I just laughed. Because yeah, I gave him my secrets, my fears, my shame. But now, he doesn't get a single word more. Sometimes silence is the only power you have left.